we on? Can you guys hear me?
Good afternoon.
How you guys doing? Tien Wong, and I'm here with Rick Weidinger. Welcome to the latest episode of Winning Ideas TV. And today we're here in Silver Spring, Maryland, at the headquarters of Robotic Vision Technologies, which is a leading robotics software company. They specialize in robotic vision. They're doing some cool things. They have 17 patents. Rick is an old friend of mine. We've known each other a long time. So we're going to show a little demo, and then we'll have a little chat. And then for you guys on Wednesday, Rick will be our special Fireside Chat guest at CONNECTpreneur, and that's at the Hyatt Bethesda. And if you're watching this in the future, then you'll see our video on YouTube. So anyway, Daniel, why don't you come on up here? Daniel is one of Rick and Timmy's main people here.
Hey, everyone.
Can you show us a little bit about the robot?
And Tim, come on up too.
Timmy,
come on up.
Say hi.
Hey.
And the robot, what's the robot's name?
This is Robbie the robot.
Robbie.
Robbie
Okay,
Jr.
Robbie. Okay,
So what we've prepared for you all today is a very simple 3D vision guidance demo on the robot. So what the robot is doing is it's looking for the RVT logo, and it's going to find it, pick it up, and put it together. And it's going to be able to do this even if the part is shifted in 3D. And the reason this is so important is because, you know, out in the real world, if a part is ever found off or misaligned, a robot needs vision to be able to put it in the right spot. So robots without vision are very dumb. They're simple. They do the same thing over and over again. So what we can do with vision is move the part in 3D, shift it around, and the robot can now react and pick it up and put it in the right place.
And react within 1/10 of a second. And within 20 microns of accuracy, right, Danny?
Yep. And what we're showing right here is a collaborative robot. So this has been a huge breakthrough in robotics. So traditional robots, like the ones we have over there, are big, bulky. And if one of those things hits you, you're going to feel it. Now this guy right here is force sensitive. So if it impacts a person, I'm not going to do it, but it will stop, and you won't be hit or crushed or something along those lines.
Okay, next we might want to walk across the lab. And now we're going to go into the industrial robot world. And Tim is going to be doing a quick demo for an engine block.
Yeah, this is an ABB IRV 6600. This is a...
This guy's huge.
Yeah, it's massive.
Dying.
So this is not collaborative by any stretch of the imagination. So when this runs, you have to make sure you're backed away from it. We're looking at an engine head. This is a very common application for our software. We have several installations involving a part very similar to this, and all different automotive manufacturing plants around the world. With this demonstration, what this shows is us finding this engine head in 3D, and it's going to trace around on this red line. And no matter how the part's oriented, our camera will snap a picture, figure out where it's located, and then be able to retrace that same line. So I'll just run it.
And you can imagine this marker is going to be some sort of gluing application or something that's applying an adhesive to the part.
Guys, I don't mean to get off track, but what's the name of this big robot?
We haven't named it yet.
That's Bertha.
Big Bertha. Very
And
cool.
Tien and Reagan, unfortunately, we will not be able to bring this to Bethesda with us next week.
Oh no, Bertha's a
stays
heavy
here.
one. That's a big one.
As a matter of fact, we had to reinforce the floor in order to install this robot. Now, Timmy.
I remember Bertha from Vancouver. Is this the same one? Wow. She's huge.
So if I prop it up and move it around a little bit, it'll reorient, find it, and then trace the same exact line.
So typically when a part like this is delivered to a factory, it comes in on a pallet, and a lot of times during transportation, the part can be shifted or moved. And so when the robot goes to pick it up, if it's not in the exact right spot, it's going to crash and it won't be able to. So once again, with the camera on there and our vision, we can find the part and go ahead and pick it up in 3D as if it hadn't moved during transport.
Bingo.
There we go.
Now,
All right.
can we go across the
Yeah,
way?
absolutely. Lead the way.
I think what we should do is show them our random bin picking product, which is really considered the holy grail in our business.
You got plenty of time here.
Good.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Right this way.
Love the Sinatra, guys.
Yeah. Oh, they're bringing the music. All right.
Uh-huh.
We're going to go right into Daniel's office.
Okay.
What's a video without music?
Yeah. Oh, and Greg is in barefoot.
Yeah, I didn't think this would work well in heels.
Barefoot. Daniel, we're coming.
All right.
Say hello.
All right.
Now this is a smaller UR robot. This is the UR3. And Daniel is going to demonstrate a brand new technology called random bin picking. And this is actually a project that we're working on with Mattel.
So this uses the $150 Intel RealSense camera to produce a point cloud, and we're going to pick these planar parts.
In a completely unstructured bin full of jumbled parts.
So you call this random bin picking. Very good.
And it really is considered the holy grail.
The holy
you can
grail.
imagine how many random parts come in bins into a factory, right?
Lots.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are heavy, and a lot of the
And we're
workers
moving to
can get
use this
injured.
$10,000 Photo Neo,
Mm-hmm.
and we're matching point cloud. This is our new version. The first beta will be done in about a month.
Yeah.
And this is amazing. This is a 3D point cloud.
And this bin picking is huge because other parts like those, the big engine parts we saw in the lab, that needs to be structured. That needs to have an entire system built around it to present the part to the robot. This, you just put the bin down, put the bucket down, and the robot goes away and does it.
Right.
Huge cost savings.
Wow. Fantastic. This is impressive, guys. This is wonderful.
Just let's get a shot of the.
You might want to move
That's
the
a
robot.
point cloud. I think Greg can kind of squeeze in a little.
You want to hit the release? There you go.
Just move it around. It's tiny enough.
Whoa.
So this is actually a point cloud. It's so clear it looks like a picture.
Each one of those points represent a point in space.
So that's a 3 megapixel point cloud.
So many little dots.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, and so what our software will do is it'll analyze the position of all those dots, and it will be able to interpret the position of each individual part based on where those dots
Your
are.
brother is watching.
Oh, that's great.
Paul. Say hey, Paul.
Hi, Paul.
Rick, you want to say hi to Paul?
Hi, Paul. How are you doing?
Paul.
Paul's in Pittsburgh.
Oh, hey, Paul.
How are you? How do you know he's on?
It says Paul's watching.
Oh, okay. We got one.
Yeah, we've had quite a few.
Oh, we do.
We got
All
quite a
right,
few.
that's
All
awesome.
right, doing well.
Yeah. So why don't we take 15 minutes or so and chat a little bit about the business and give us a quick update and as a preview to
Yeah, we don't
next
wanna give
week.
too
We don't wanna
away
give too much away. So
for Wednesday, maybe at 5
Let's just
Paul
start with
says
some
hello.
basic.
Paul says hello.
Hey, Paul. Some basic questions. How long you guys been in business?
Since 2010, we've been in
2010?
business. Yep. And
And
since
you-
then, we've been really focused on our technology.
Okay.
And we've really advanced it several steps, I would say.
Yeah. It looks very impressive.
Yeah.
And you guys have 17 patents.
Yes.
And what industries are you serving?
We're serving primarily right now, currently, the automotive
Okay.
and aerospace. But we've recently diverted and divested into the small to medium-sized enterprise,
Yeah.
which, interestingly enough, 94% of all manufacturing from North America is through SMEs, defined as 100 employees or less.
Wow.
And so we're taking the small robot, the collaborative robot,
Yes.
into that market.
Okay.
And Barclays right now is forecasting that market to grow over the next 5 years, 60%.
Wow. And I think we talked about this in California. We were out at the Deep Tech conference last month.
Yeah.
But what percentage of your software,
Speak louder.
your technology is in some ridiculously high percentage of automotive factories, right?
Yes.
What percent
Yeah,
are you in,
yeah.
would you say?
We're probably in all the majors,
Uh-huh.
and we have over 150 installs with Ford Motor Company.
150 robots at Ford.
Right.
So if
Yeah.
you guys are driving a Ford, there's a decent chance maybe that
Right.
your technology was employed to create the car, right?
Yep, and they're
You said-
revenue critical installations, we
Yeah.
like to say, yeah.
Mhm. So so you're in automotive. What are your plans for this year and next year in terms of, growing the business, industries, employment? Are you,
Yep.
what are your plans?
Well, we just doubled our space here, and what we're doing now is
Beautiful space, by the way, especially this
Yeah.
gorgeous piece of artwork.
commissioned
by,
Mr. Della Sola.
Mr. Della
Yes,
Sola,
yes. So we have some interesting plans this year. We're really going to dive into the collaborative robot space.
Okay.
As a matter of fact,
What is collaborative robot?
Collaborative robot is the robot that Daniel in his office we just showed. It's a robot that works side by side with the human,
Okay.
and you can actually put it on a tabletop. And what's nice in our world is you can actually plug it into a wall outlet. So it's very quick, it's very simple, and it's very
So it's
efficient.
portable,
It's
right?
very
It's
portable, right?
lightweight,
And
yeah.
you can move it from mobile area to mobile area. So it's very mobile, and it's a hugely growing market. And with that, we have developed interesting relationships with Universal Robot, which is the 900-pound gorilla in the collaborative robot space. They sell a majority of the collaborative robots right now.
Fantastic.
And we have just been approved on their catalog, if you will, their online catalog. They call it the UR CAPS program.
Okay.
And we've been certified. It was a 6-month process. And just 2 weeks ago, Paul and Chris did a great job with this program, and we've just been accepted into the program. So we're really, really excited about that. So now people can actually, Tien, go online to the Universal Robot website, and they can select a robot online, and then they can go to the Vision software section, and they can actually click on RVT, 3D Vision Guidance. And we put it all together and send it out.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
That's awesome, Rick.
Pretty
just
crazy.
for the audience, a little bit about your background. So you started out in Omaha. You worked, you've got a law degree and an MBA, and you got involved with a company that wound up being a rocket ship, and you had a lot to do with purchasing internet assets here on the East Coast. But give us a little background.
we did. Well, we helped start a fiber optic business out of Omaha, Nebraska. And how I ended up in this area is in 94, 95, we decided to acquire UNet, which was kind of a well-known company out here run by Rick Adams and John Sidgmore. And that took me to the area. We bought the company.
The company was MFS, right?
MFS, yep.
Metropolitan Fiber Systems.
Yep. And we ended up, we ended up closing on our acquisition of UNet in '96, and then 6 months later, WorldCom came in and acquired us.
Right.
Yeah. And we'll get into a little more of those details
we
maybe
will.
on Wednesday.
I'd love to hear
because I'm
the
hoping a
details.
lot of people in the audience will
Well, this is a lot of telecom people here in Washington, so
Right.
a lot of them will remember
Yes.
those war stories.
We got
from
some
back in the day.
fun stories, yeah.
Yep. So you bought up assets, and then you went and started another company called Ponyo
Yep.
down
In
Texas.
Texas, yeah, in Texas, and we had
What did Ponyo do?
It was local fiber optic company,
Okay.
and we had a very unusual interconnection agreement with Southwestern Bell, whereas every fiber conduit that Southwestern Bell built in the major metropolitan areas of Texas, we got 25% of those fibers. Because the commission in Texas was trying to promote
Anti-monopoly,
competition.
yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, wow,
And so
very
they
good.
thought, okay, this is a little guy, Ponyo, so we'll go ahead and do a deal with them. We ended up selling the company to El Paso in an all-cash deal in 2001, right when the bubble was bursting for telecom. So it was kind of a really, really interesting time.
So timing is everything, right?
Timing is everything, and it
Would
was
you rather
tough
be
and-
lucky or good in general?
I'd rather be lucky because I
Yeah,
think
me
that's
too.
my
Yeah.
story, and we'll get into this on Wednesday, but my story is luck and timing.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I mean, you
that's
made
right.
your own luck too. So
Thank you.
as most successful people do. Okay, so Ponyo was a huge success. El Paso, the big utility company, came in, took you guys out, bought you, and then tell me more. How'd you get into car racing?
Then I was fortunate enough to retire at a young age.
Yeah.
And I wanted to.
You're still young.
I wanted to, boy, I'm aging fast, as we all are. But I wanted to get into the racing world somehow, and so I started going on these, learning how to race a car and going to Skip Barber, and then I entered a couple of, and I was getting just really.
So
whooped.
you were driving the cars.
I started in the car.
Wow.
And I was getting whooped by 18-year-olds, and I figured out, wow, these guys have been driving and racing go-karts since 12.
Yeah. Exactly.
And so I figured, God, you know what? There's a better way of getting involved in this business, and so that led to ownership.
Yeah.
And and then we had 3 or 4 fun years of it.
Mm-hmm.
And we can get into that more.
Yeah, we will. But I have a couple of questions. So
Yeah.
you were he owned an Indy, 1 or 2 IndyCar teams. Were you involved?
I owned half of Kelly Racing and the IRL, but we had 2 drivers, Tony Renna and Scott Sharp.
Right.
And from there, I got into A1 Team USA, which is kind of known.
Was Scott your driver at A1?
He was my.
I remember him.
Yeah, he was my
Yeah.
operations manager. Yeah.
Oh, who
I
was
then
the driver?
recruited him, Jonathan Somerton.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Really, really great driver from Florida.
And then was Al Unser Jr. one of your drivers?
Yes, he
too?
was.
Yeah,
And
how
then
did you get him?
We and there are some fabulous stories that we'll save for Wednesday.
Sure,
if you want to get into this, but
Yeah.
there's some fabulous Indy 500 stories that I'd like to share with everyone if we have time on Wednesday. But then we took the A1 Team USA car and we put it into the Indy 500 2 years in a row. The first year, our driver was Al Unser Jr., and the second year was Buddy Rice. And both of them had won the Indy 500 before.
Amazing.
We didn't win it, but we
Yeah.
had a fun time doing it, and we learned a lot.
Yeah. Oh, that's
We learned
great.
a lot, yeah.
And of course, you have a huge passion for sports. Rick and I were involved in an effort to bring a Major League franchise here to Washington, but we were not successful in that, but we gave it a good shot. And then you got into robotic vision software.
Yep,
Yeah.
in 2010. In 2010. And it's
Right.
been a labor of love ever since.
Right.
What a fascinating business, what a high growing market.
Yeah, how competitive
So-
is this space? You have 17 patents. I'm sure that's a nice moat around the castle, but how competitive is it?
That's good. It's that's an interesting question too, because that's part of our strategy going forward. Because what we'd like to do is what we did at MFS by acquiring up to 25 companies. We'd like to similarly do that because our market, to answer your question, is very fragmented.
Right.
It's fragmented. There's a lot of competition. There's a lot of undercapitalized companies that we know of, and hopefully
So does that
soon we'll
mean
be talking to.
there's consolidation down the road?
We hope so.
Yeah.
We hope so, and we hope that we can be involved in that.
Sure.
And we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
It's
how do you
exciting.
get into 150, robots into Ford factories? How do you do that? Is that through channels? Is it through the manufacturer? Is it direct through to Ford?
Yeah, we have
How do
several
you-
channels,
yeah.
but how most of the Ford is done, and actually we're in the Ford plants currently with upgrades. So we do it through an integrator.
Okay.
We do it with an integrator up north. They're
It's
actually
like a channel
in-
partner.
That's a channel
Yeah.
partner, right? And so we partner with them, and they're basically responsible for buying and purchasing and deploying the robot, and we are the vision system. So they're
Yes.
a really good partner. And our goal in all this is to create these channel partners, and we train their engineers on our software. So we're just selling software licenses out of here.
Got it.
Out of here. And previously, historically, it's been one-time license, right? And what we're trying to do is we're changing the business a little bit. We mentioned earlier about the collaborative robot.
Yes.
But with that, we're creating a reoccurring revenue stream. So what we want to do to the small enterprise, we want to go ahead and acquire the robot and the vision system and the cabling and the support, package it all up in one package, and then lease it to them on a monthly lease rate so they can afford
robotic
it.
systems as a service.
Exactly.
sort of being
Yep.
an integrator yourselves.
RAAS, yes. That's
Robotics
the goal.
as a service.
That's right.
Is anyone doing that right now?
There are a few doing
There
it,
are,
but
yeah.
in different ways.
Okay.
In different ways.
I
don't
thought I was
know.
being, kind of unique with this. But
No,
you guys have already. Yeah.
typically, Tien, you're ahead of the curve and you're on it. So
Not at all.
I've known you
Not
long
at all.
enough
I
to
was
know
just
that.
So
And he's also well, we all know he's smart, right? But he's also very humble.
Wow, I'm trying to take after you. So robotics as a service, that's the
That's the
recurring
goal.
revenue. And then
Yeah.
I don't know if you're allowed to talk about your capital plans or your sort of strategic plans. Are you allowed to discuss that?
Yeah, I think probably we'll discuss that on Wednesday.
On Wednesday? Okay.
But the other thing, to answer your question, another focus on ours in 2019 is our developments in China.
Okay, let's talk about that.
We have a sales partner.
Mhm.
We have a sales distribution partner in China.
Right.
We actually started booking revenue in the fourth quarter of last year in China, which we're actually proud of because China's a tricky thing, and we've spent 9 months. Our team has spent 9 months developing the relationship, and we feel we have a really good relationship with our partner out there. And Danny and Tim have spent actually a lot of time in China training their trainers, training their engineers. So they call us and we just send licenses.
And the idea is it automotive also or aerospace or
that's
manufacturing?
that's what's been interesting. We thought that maybe it would be general manufacturing and it'd be 2D, which is the lower technology. 2
dimensions as opposed to the 3-dimension random bin picking that the last robot was doing.
Or 3D VGR. So what we're experiencing is China is actually leapfrogging. Right? They're not like America went 2, 2.5, and now America is heading
straight
into
to 3D.
They're going straight to 3D and in automotive, and in automotive, and also general.
Are there a lot of Chinese competitors?
There are with
for
vision.
This for this niche.
We don't think so.
Okay.
We think we got a nice stake, and now we need to expand. But this company, we've never had marketing and sales.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the things that we plan on also doing in 2019. Is bringing on board, 6 to 8 marketing and sales experts. We never had anybody out in the field.
Anyone out there know any great people? How do they get a hold of you, Rick?
They can go to our website. They can go to our website, and then they can go to contact us at roboticvisiontech.com.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's marketing and sales.
Marketing and sales. Yeah.
Okay.
And we've got it.
Where's your technical team? Are they offshore? Or are they local?
It's interesting how we've kind of designed this play because we have relationships with Jacobs Technology, Radix, and other integrators where we really don't need the installation technical folks. We have we have partnerships with over 325 field support personnel, right? So we have personnel here.
Yep.
We used to have software development out in Europe, and then we are starting a small little elite team in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and that's where Paul's from.
That's where Paul is.
Paul at
Well,
Carnegie
there's a
Mellon.
lot
He's
of
back
robotics.
at Carnegie Mellon.
Carnegie's a leading.
Yep.
Would you say that's the leading university for robotics research right now, or
Boy,
others?
I've met others. Hopkins is up there, but I think Carnegie Mellon's right up at the top. And maybe I say that because I'm biased, because that's where my son went to school and that's what he studied. But and he's back there now and he's studying AI for us. So that's another, probably not 2019, but definitely 2020.
Sure, absolutely, yeah.
Got a lot of good plans.
Do we have any questions from the audience, Reagan? Anyone asking anything?
Ask the audience.
You guys have any questions for Rick? Do you have any burning, anything burning?
How do you get the questions?
They'll pop up.
It'll pop up. And
Okay. So this is all new to us, so we're just following Reagan and Tien's orders.
Reagan's the expert,
You're pretty good at this too, my man.
Well,
You're pretty good at this too.
But
They're gonna let me know questions.
they're gonna let you know. Okay.
Okay. What are they in the other room watching this? Oh well, why aren't they out here sharing?
Yeah.
Maybe they have questions for you guys. They're being shy. We'll get them on stage on Wednesday, maybe.
Yeah, that would be good.
We're just gonna have fun with this.
You're gonna bring the robot. We'll have
We're
be able to show what it does.
We're gonna bring a UR3, which is the smaller collaborative robot.
Yep.
And we're gonna have 2 different demos, 3D demos on it, and Danny and Tim will be there, and they'll be showing the demos. Yeah.
Super duper.
They talk about artificial intelligence.
What's that?
That's a great question.
AI.
What about it?
Artificial intelligence.
Yeah, have you guys talked about AI?
Barely touched on it. We said
Is
it's
Paul asking that question?
that's the
Is
next
Paul asking the
generation.
question? No, we touched on AI, and we also mentioned that Paul's up in Pittsburgh studying that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's all we can talk about it now. But I did say that it's probably not a 2019 event for us, but it's definitely 2020.
Awesome.
Yep.
Very cool.
So this was fun.
Yeah.
This is the first time we've ever, what is this called? FB Live?
Facebook Live.
Okay.
And this is winning. You guys are watching winning. Yeah, they're watching Winning Ideas Television, which is on the Tien Wong page.
YouTube.
Oh,
And we can
okay.
share it.
It's on YouTube.
Oh, we'll put it on YouTube. We can
And we
share
share on
it.
LinkedIn,
Share it on LinkedIn. And are we going to put it on
Instagram,
Insta? Okay.
TV.
And CONNECTpreneur page would be good too.
It's already on there.
Oh, you're awesome, Reagan. Yeah, okay, good.
Can you outsource her?
No.
We would love to have. Can you share her?
She's awesome. She's
They
good.
got one. They
I
have one
know.
follower on their Instagram page. We got to work on that.
Oh, you.
But Reagan,
okay.
I didn't even know we had an Instagram page.
You should
I
find
didn't
out
even know.
what the password is somehow.
I don't know. I didn't even know we had an account. So
Well,
we'll
you
have
got
to-
one follower.
Sometimes, depending, you know, niche,
That's what
niche
I'm-
B2B software, you probably don't need to be,
Right.
you know, as you go down the chain towards more consumer, more broad appeal. When you get an SMB, you
Give a
may
shout
want
out
to
to your
do that.
one
Do that.
follower.
Right now, you're enterprise level. It's
Maybe
not going to
not.
hurt you not to be on social.
Good.
But it's,
I don't feel so
when you
sad.
get those
Have
8
one
guys
story.
hired, then maybe one of them.
Maybe one of them.
So if anyone's a social media expert, you know where to find Rick.
Wait,
Please
Rick,
do.
you should give a shout out to this guy. He's your one follower.
My Manjo.
Manjo? His love is
Manjo.
robots?
My love is robots. Okay, well, you know what? If you're in town, come visit us. We'd love to host you, and we'll show you what we do here.
Yeah. This is awesome. I recommend it, guys. This is a fantastic setup they have here. So
It's fun.
yeah. Well, thank you, and appreciate your coming
Yeah.
on board.
Yeah,
And,
thanks.
and I'll see
I
you
have no idea.
Wednesday. And
See us Wednesday.
Thank you
Look
guys
forward
for
to it.
tuning in. We appreciate your interest and your loyalty. So have a great day. Have a great weekend, everybody, and hopefully we'll see you Wednesday. And if you can't make it Wednesday, it'll be on YouTube, our Fireside Chat. So thank
Nice. See you, Paul. Talk to you soon.
you. See you, Paul. Be good.